weeks of preparation, countless hours invested into translating ideas into reality, and it all comes down to this. The finalists will be delivering their pitches today have put their blood, sweat, and tears into this event in order to realize the potential that brilliant ideas hold. Mind you, to make it to the very stage that I stand on at this moment in time, these finalists have to hold their own against dozens of other contestants. However, unfazed by such arduous competition, these students have made it to the penultimate stage of our own Wolves Den. I, Sanjay, am joined by my co-host Matthew, and we hope you have an extremely pleasant afternoon. Over to you, Matthew.
A very warm welcome to everyone gathered here. Today, on the 25th of January 2023, we will bear witness to some of the greatest ideas to come from within our school walls. Prepare to be awestruck, for these ideas will unlock the deepest crevices of your brain and enabling you to think in ways you may never have fathomed in your wildest dreams. But before we begin, let me give you a very basic overview on the premise of this wonderful event. OOW Wolves Den is an inter-school initiative that was set into motion with the objective of giving young entrepreneurs a platform to showcase not only their ideas but their pitching skills as well.
Exactly, Matthew. Furthermore, the format of the event is as follows. We have three finalists in the form of groups and three more individual finalists. Each finalist will be given 15 minutes, 12 of which will be allotted to their pitch, and the remaining three will be for the panelists to ask any and all questions. The votes are to be given on the basis of two separate categories, one for the individual contestants and another for the groups. We take immense pride in the fact that we have not one, not two, but four finalists, all from the 9th grade. In addition to which, we also have two 11th graders. As for the panelists for this event, we have Mr. Pawan Gupta, founder and CEO of OOW Technologies, and Mr. Samir Latif, Hamdan Award recipient. We welcome you to the Spiral event, sir. Kindly accept our tokens of gratitude. Alright everyone, now that you understand the intricacies of this event, let's begin, shall we? I would now like to request everyone to stand up for the national anthem.
Before we get started with the business, it is only right we seek the Almighty's blessings. Keeping in line with the same, I would now like to call upon Abdul Khalid from the press.
Let's bow our heads in prayer. O God, with great joy, we come before your presence at this house and at school. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for who you are in our lives. Thank you for the opportunity that you've given us to have this kind of activity in our school. You have enabled us to gather together so that we can celebrate as well as enjoy ourselves. We ask for your presence to be with us. We ask you to protect us from any harm and danger. With the event comes to an end, we should praise and honor you. Thank you for your love and care. As we begin this event, may you guide and be with us to the end, for we pray believing in the name of God. Thank you.
And with that, it is time for the very first special of the day. To deliver the same, we have Vedant Bhavalani with his project called Hydropora.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vedant Bhavalani, and I'm from 9th grade, and I'm the creator of Inaugural. Today, I'll tell you about the problem we are facing in the 21st century and about how I am solving this problem. Can you guys imagine living without electricity in 21st century? It sounds awful, right? Living without Instagram, without phone, without AC? Yes, that might be the situation in 50 years because fossil fuels are depleting at a high rate. So, what about renewable energy? This is a really big market, but we have the own problem which no one is discussing about. This includes cost, maintenance, and infrastructure. So I am here with Hydroaura to solve this problem. So my solution, Hydroaura, is a mini version of a dam, which is basically a mini hydropower plant. It uses rivers as a source of electricity and generates clean electricity. It is not only cheap, but also doesn't interfere with the ecosystem, which is commonly found with dams. So here is a digital representation of my solution. Here you can see a river is flowing, and on the river bank is a system that allows the water to enter. Here, the turbine blades that spins when water enters it. This turbine generates electricity. This is how dams work, but this is a smaller version of it. The water releases out of the system and flows back to the neighboring river. In the first picture, you can see that many of these systems are placed in a single river. This is because this is because a single system can be installed in many rivers without any problem. So now let's talk about the most important point, which is the features. Hydro is very fish friendly. One of the reasons is that a lot of marine wildlife is found in rivers and lakes. So, what is the feature that Hydro has that makes it fish friendly? Hydro has blunt blades and low RPM. RPM refers to rotations per minute. As it is slow, the fishes can easily pass through it without any harm. The second feature includes cost cutting. When we take any product into consideration, cost is the most important factor. Hydroaura can be made from any material that retains water. A few examples I can give you like cement and bricks or aluminium baked with chromium. One of the reasons that is cheap and it's readily available in the market. The only expensive thing is the turbine which will be manufactured in the factory. Third most important point is waste collection. As we know, waste is a really important problem in the 21st century. Many water bodies are polluted with plastic and other residue, not only from our households but also from factories. So Hydroaura has sensors that detect this waste and collect it. The large plastic bags that are disposed in the rivers can be collected through filtration method, and the microplastic that's found can be detected through sensors. These sensors might sound fancy and sci-fi, but are actually readily available in the market and are actually cheap. The data collected from these sensors can be sent to the government. They can make schemes to clean the rivers and to make them clean for household uses. maintained and monitored always as it is functioning 24/7. So Hydra can connect to the local network and provide data all the time. If any damage or problem occurs, it can be informed and it can be solved. So here we have a SWOT analysis on my product. SWOT refers to strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So the strength of my product is that it's cheap, efficient, and doesn't interfere with the ecosystem like that. So I repeatedly said that dams interfere with the ecosystem, but how? Dams need a lot of land, especially as they need land that is empty. So what the government does is that they need agricultural land and replace many people out of the villages. And also dam disturbing marine wildlife as the wildlife can't pass through dams. Weakness is that the hydro can generate less electricity than compared to dams, as because dams are huge structures, but hydro is a really small one. But this is also be solved as we can install multiple hydro in a single river, like I showed you in the previous photo. Opportunity. We have the opportunity to revolutionize the energy sector and solve the pollution crisis through my product. Threats. Floods and natural calamities are very often in water bodies like rivers. Due to high rainfall or earthquakes, this product can be damaged, but we do have solutions for that. So, our product aims for countries like the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia and the continental Africa. One of the major reasons is that these areas have a large amount of rivers. They have long rivers and in a high amount. India alone has 8 major river systems, and continental Africa has more than 7 major river systems. If we take any other country, like Western countries like Europe and America, one reason is that they already are very advanced in the energy sector, but these countries are developing, and I think that my product is very efficient for them as they are very considerate about money and it can solve their problem. So now let's talk about the business plan and competition. A single dam can cost 82 crores in India, which can generate 30 to 50 megawatts. This is basically 15,000 kilowatt hour. My product, which is Hydro can generate 150 kilowatts hour. So it will continue to be max. 200 of Hydro can stand up against a dam, which will only cost 2 to 3 crores rupees. As you can see, this is a really small amount compared to the 82 crore dam price of India. These amounts can rely on many factors, but currently this is the average amount that it costs. As our main scope of customers are developing countries, as I said, we tend to keep our prices low and intend more on volume of sales instead of prices. Our expected price is to be 3,600 crowns, which is basically 80,000 rupees. These prices are affordable and can be maintained throughout the journey. The only money we have to spend on is the turbine, which is readily available in the market as India and Africa are itself a huge manufacturers in the metal company and they have a lot of steel and other metals to create this turbine. So thank you everyone. I'm very pleased for my attention.
You may now ask your questions, panelists.
Yeah, great presentation, I would say, and really addressing the right need of the country. But this turbine which you are talking, what kind of it is turbine?
So I am currently talking about hydro turbines. These turbines are the one I'm talking about are 1 to 2 meters in length and are made of metal. They do not have any function, they are just still metal parts that spin when the water hits.
So will you create a gravity effect as well? Like how will you flow the water and how will it come back to the river?
So if I can present the model to you, can I have the model? So here you can see the orange part highlights the hydro aura, while the blue and green parts indicates the river and the river bank. So as you can see, there's an entrance or a cavity in the hydro aura that allows the water to enter. And another orange part you see below is the turbine. So the curved part of the hydro aura creates a natural whirlpool which spins the turbine, and as the water drops down, you can see that there is another cavity which allows the water to re-enter to the river.
But here the river levels are different. If you see, this level is higher than this level.
Actually, this river is steep. We did add water in it. If we add water, you can see the water level is high in many rivers. It is basically 3 to 4 meters, and then you can easily enter the hydrora. And this hydrora is dug into the ground instead of placed over.
Maybe I'm not clear, but if you are assuming that the river had steps, then this is perfect. But maybe the rivers may not have steps, this kind of stuff. That's one. Secondly, the other issue is when you say 150 kilowatt hour, the distribution is a big change. Because either the people have to live nearby. If somebody is living far off, you can't distribute such low amount of energy. Your idea is brilliant, I would say, but I can give you just an extension of it, if I am allowed to do that now.
Yes.
So what you could do is, you can imagine a situation that you have solar panels and place it in a community wherever you live. And solar panel during the daytime, they can pump a lot of water to the water storage tank. And the same water you flow it down to these turbines. So during the day when there is enough sun, take the water out. And the same water you bring it down to generate electricity in the same concept. It's very innovative, but not too sure that how we can practically implement it. Not too sure. That does not mean your idea is bad. Please don't get me wrong. You've done a wonderful job. It's a great presentation that you have explained. But when it comes to the commercial viability of it, we need to look at many other aspects.
Thank you, sir.
What rich that was. The availability of energy in the near future, or lack of rather, is arguably humanity's most daunting question mark. Therefore, new ideas regarding alternative energy sources are always welcome. Moving on, we have Sanjay Adapalli, Ayan Kaiser, and Prabhat in their project titled Aquasphere.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me bring up a quote to you. Pollution is the necessary result of a man's inability to reform and transform waste. I am Sanjay. Here we have Ayan and Prabhat with me. Now, here we propose to you a project Aquajade, which will help us in the journey of combating this common problem, plastic pollution.
So here is our problems in OOWs. So the first is who is affected by all these plastic pollution. So everybody and everything, as shown here, Warqa'a and humans. And what is the problem? Plastic, when exposed to the environment, causes pollution as sweat and yeah. So where is this problem? This problem is everywhere, and landfills in cities and garbage islands in oceans. So why? For sustainable growth and living, and also in case it fails to evade mass.
Thank you, Prabhat. Here we propose to you our project, Aquajade, creating wealth from waste. We propose to put forward an organization capable of research and analysis at one part, and solutions and implementations at the other hand. And this organization will combine these both sectors so that we can come up with a proper implementation of a plan. This organization will be powered up with many other organizations so that we can ensure that the implementation is successful, and also we can remove plastic from a major global problem into an article of an historical problem. What makes a project special? This is the first time ever we're going to use a high-tech technology, a supercomputer, and also we're going to have a whole dedicated facility to solve this problem so that we can achieve our goal, converting waste to wealth. Thank you.
We'll get all this data from fishermen boats, ships, cars, and after we get all this data, it will be divided into two zones by supercomputer. One is the white zone, which is the vulnerable zone, in which the plastic can be removed easily and it's not very much. The aqua zone is a plastic that is at a very high level and needs to be removed immediately or it cause a huge problem. After this, drones and satellites prioritize the zones and create the report.
This is just a preview of how our Amazons and white zones will be.
Okay, so if you're wondering how the data is going to be processed, the data is going to be processed by a PAS, Plastic Analysis Supercomputer. So important points the computer note down is what is causing this problem in the first place, and who is responsible for it, and how to stop it or reduce it in a whole. And the final report will be known as FCR, and it's called Finalized Zone Report. Yeah.
This will be sent to the concerned authorities such as governments who are causing the pollution, and then later they will also be sent to an innovative organization who can analyze this report and then come up with solutions.
The innovative organizations can help us in three ways. One is direct involvement, in which they can help us with the plastic who are there and help us hold it. Second is passive involvement, in which they can start awareness campaigns in the white zones. And third is innovative involvement, in which they can give ideas and talk to ideas on how to work with those.
Post-implementation. So let me just record direct involvement. It is where the plastic from polluted oceans will be taken back to a specific place. So once it's done, it will be stored in a specialized facility called PRAMOS or Plastic Recycling and Molding Service. After this, we're going to name such as mold and recycle the plastic into two types of products. Daily products, as the name suggests, daily uses, and heavy load, where the plastics will be used for heavy purposes such as construction material and electrical insulation. Please note that our products will not be sold to anything consumable related, such as water bottles and straws, as we understand this is coming from a polluted region. And finally, we're going to set aside some for plastic so that the companies which we partner with, they can buy it in bulk and they get a reputation for buying recycled plastic, and we will get the money necessary to run this project.
Investment organization will help us provide a jumpstart to our company. The innovative organizations will help us brainstorm the ideas. The non-profit organizations will help us in the general aspects of the company and will also help us to publish and send our report. After this, they will also help us grant permission from the government to survey the areas and satellites. All of this, the cost of all of this will come out of 2.4 billion dirhams, which is a one-time investment. Then there's an extra 5,000 dirhams per month maintenance and it's a huge factor. The income will be around 550,000 to 70,000 dirhams per month, and the net income will be around 20,000 dirhams.
And to add on here, we'll also attract funding as part of our income by giving free souvenirs, it's given in the pictures. And also people will get motivated by supporting environment organizations. So we have estimated we'll get at least 150,000 from our funds.
So here are the souvenirs I've shown in the previous slide, and here's a design from Ramos, Plastic Recycling and Molding Services, and PAS, Plastic Analysis Supercomputer. Okay, so here is the plan for the future. In case this project makes it big, we plan on focusing on other major problems such as air pollution and climate change. So since the supercomputer is capable of doing many tasks at once, we can focus on these two problems as I said before. And
since these two also help us in these two environmental protection and business making, we can make it big. Um,
Thank you, judges, for giving us your time. Thank you, everyone. And this is just a recap of what we have discussed today.
Thank you very much, team. It was very good pitch. Just the issue of, in terms of expanding, once the company is already established, in terms of going into air pollution and climate change, how can a company essentially evolve into those kinds of pollution or problems in the environment? Because in terms of plastic pollution, we know what and where in the water we can do to stop. But in terms of air pollution or climate change, what is the process behind solving that issue?
Well, thank you so much for putting up that question. So this is a process which we have done till now, like only for plastic pollution, we're going to specialize on this. But again, as a company evolves, we're also going to evolve our plans. And since a supercomputer is not only capable of doing one task, but it can do many numerous tasks at once. So then we plan to expand to many other problems. And then as you said, certain areas such as let's air pollution, like we know there are certain areas such as in like very big cities, there is high levels of pollution such as Delhi. So then we're going to take it on as a future plans. We're going to take in all the data and then we're again going to send it to the supercomputer. It can analyze this and also accordingly we're going to act on it.
And one more point about air pollution. It's already being solved in electric cars and all electric made products are being switched to the place of petrol or gas made products. So air pollution is problem already going to be solved in the next 15 to 20 years.
Can you, in let's say one or two sentences, what is the core value add which you are bringing to the table? What I'm trying to ask you is supercomputer ownership by the company, is that your core value add? Are you focusing on data collection? Or are you focusing on plastic recycling equipment? Is that your main focus? Or is your main focus is how do you recover plastics from the ocean? Is that your main focus? Or I don't know, you need to be very clear where do you add value in your business so that people are willing to pay for it.
Okay, so then as you mentioned, we're not only going to focus on specific topic, like that was the beginning of why our organization is special. We're going to focus on many aspects of the pollution. First of all, we're going to collect the data, and then this data will be it's like our steps in our organization. We're going to collect the data, we're going to analyze it, and then we're going to think of solutions, we're going to implement it, and then we're going to like after the implementation is done, we're going to take the plastic into the recycling facility and we're going to recycle it.
I mean, really very great thinking and very noble thinking in my point of view. And I can understand from where it is coming from. But as you grow older and older in the business life, business doesn't want us to do many things. Just have one very sharp point. Let's say you look at doctor. What they do? They prescribe medication, what you need to take. They don't manufacture pharmacy, they don't do anything, they don't even inject injection. So that's the little value they add when they have intelligence. Same way, any business you need to be very sharp, what is the value add? If we try to address too many things, trust me, it gets very difficult. It's very, very difficult. And the other aspect is, I don't know how much you are familiar, plastic is a nuisance which everyone knows. The challenge which the world is really facing is not data collection. How to get rid of it? That is the real challenge. We are not able to get rid of it. So everyone knows, all of us know here, it's a nuisance. But how to get rid of it is the real challenge. As regard to data collection, there is the input data available which we call per capita plastic consumption for each country is published. So the focus of the government has to be to reduce the consumption. Recycling is the other thing which I just want to be sure. I hope you know what problem really creates when it is thrown away. Do you people know that? Do you really know what it causes? Let's say you throw it. What happens? What is the issue? Let it be there. So do we really know what is the problem there?
The problem here is when the plastic goes into the ocean anywhere, it takes over 1,000 years around that much to decompose totally. So in that time, there are multiple sea animals that die through this decomposition process. Like some, let's say plastic bags, it is stuck in dolphins here or dolphins head, and dolphins are liquid easily. And it will take maybe a year to liquid, and that process it cannot survive.
Very good. So for the ocean, the problem is it will create trouble for our marine lives. What happens on the ground?
On the ground, it basically creates pollution. The air, when plastic and such decomposes, it releases a very harmful gas. Which also air pollution, because of air pollution, which other waves, especially on the land, not only in the sea. And when it also mixed with the sea, it can cause more pollution.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's very nice. Just to add to that what you said, the biggest problem which our world is facing when the plastic is thrown on the ground, it remains there for long. Then the rain water, when the rain is happening, water is not able to go under. So it is causing tons of water scarcity. Water is getting evaporated. It's not going into the reservoir. We call it glaciers. So that is the real problem which is happening. Lot of plastic which is settling in and it is not allowing water to go in. So that is the challenge which is there. But yeah, pollution is also one. Thank you.
Fantastic pitch, guys. Scientists have estimated that by the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Plastic pollution is one of the greatest problems our planet is plagued by. And ideas like these, dare I say it, do give me hope for the future. Moving on, we have Mohammed Atik who has titled his product, The Concern.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mohammed Atik, the founder of Concern. So, so what is our company's vision? Our company's vision is to be the most most concentric company. A company that aims to build a society where a company that aims to build a society where right, a company that aims to build a society where electricity is being saved, electricity is being used, and to make most of what we have right. So what is our scope? And why do I think my company will be again? To create information generating because who does not have to save money by being able to use the same amount of electricity that we use. Now the problem. Gen Z is considered to be one of the most forgetful generations of the world. I bet everyone has been in one of these situations where you have turned on your kettle without having water in, or maybe you have turned on your microwave oven without anything inside, or perhaps even leaving the tap open while brushing. And that's why I come up with the episode. So this is just to add some more worries to you guys. There are 7.13 billion people who are using electricity, and each and every single person who is using electricity pays for it. And studies show that 25% of that is from electrical appliances that's used in household, mainly for the kitchen, like fridges, kettle, and microwave. Now, what is my product actually? My product is a sensor that aims to take care of the use of energy in the most efficient ways to reduce consumption and reduce money. Now here's my product. I'll be explaining this. So okay, so the switch, the conserver is over there, NASA sensor that we made, and the switch 1 is connected to this conserver, and this activates our sensor. While the switch 2 is the standard switch you usually use in our normal lab. Okay, so how does it work? So a conserver is a sensor that combines AI with electrical engineering. So in order to make it better for you guys, I'll tell you an example. So I've talked about the microwave. Nowadays, we have the microwave oven, but we can turn it on if nothing is there also. But now with the conserver, it senses what is inside. For example, we can only use microwave compatible devices in the microwave, so we definitely sense that, and only if it senses that allows us to turn it on. What this allows us to do is save electricity and save the amount of money we use. Okay, now you may ask me, why did I choose a double switch design? Why not go for a single switch? So our testing and design process enabled us to identify some certain issues. For instance, you're going to take a situation where we wake up and go to use the restroom and we wash our hands. At this time, we can use this switch with this conserver sensor with it because it gives you the minimum amount of water but giving you enough wash your hands. But for example, you want to take a bath, and that time you want to be the one who's regulating the amount of water you use. So in that situation, you would be using the standard switch. So we have concluded that this design is truly flawless, and with AI, it adds more value to the present sensor in the world. Now, what is the SDG goals covered in our company? We ensure sustainable consumption patterns and production patterns. And by being sustainable, we also become sustainable cities and communities. Now, what's our strategy and how will we get this to the market? So, as I told before, as of 2020, 7.13 billion people live with electricity and everyone pays for it. And our company targeting audience is the most in the whole world because we are targeting the audiences who use electricity. And the cost price for making a sensor will be around $0.38, and the cost price for a switch is close to $0.48. And we'll be selling it for around $5, which gives us a profit margin of 92.6%. And how will we get this to the market? We'll first introduce social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, everything that's famous around here. And by the time we get famous in social media, we're going to launch a direct consumer platform that is online. And once we get profits from that, we're going to head into retail and wholesale. And then after getting profits from there, we will be launching our own store, the conserver store. Now, why did I choose this industry? This industry has one of the most advantages. The industry has, this is the only industry that allows very small companies to gain more recognition in a matter of seconds. And there's a significant growth potential in long term, and manufacturing products in this sector is will grow. This industry is one of the most rapidly growing industries and will be continuing its essence in the future. Now you may ask, how much can you save with this conserver? So a typical four people family in a year uses about 6,000 dirhams. And we calculated that it saves up to 25%, so it reduces about 2,000 dirhams per year. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the pitch. I really love the idea. But in terms of the installation process, is it going to be installed throughout the entire circuit, or is it going to be installed from devices to device?
It's actually not from devices to devices, it's not from the direct circuit, like how we use the normal switch for light. There's just be an extra switch which is connected to the sensor, and the sensor is connected to the devices.
So you're going to have different devices produced for, let's say, the water supply and one for the electrical circuit, or is it
So
going
it
to be?
depends on the functionality. So if it's a water supply, then yes, it will be a single circuit because you can use water for bath as well as like washing hands, right? So that will be in a single circuit, but for like kitchen appliances, use different purposes, so it will be for different devices.
Thank you.
Very nice idea and very well presented as well. I just need to know, I mean, did you do the analysis, the energy requirement of conserver? Conserver will also do some energy.
Yes.
And would there be a return trade-off?
Okay. So the conserver gives energy, but the return gain which you get is much higher. Value is much higher because you won't be spending 2,000 dirhams a year to just become a smart city.
So have you been able to really visualize this product or it's just sitting somewhere?
No, it is a product because it allows you to save money while not being able to, like, you're not spending as much as you save.
No, so like you took an example of let's say microwave. So microwave will not switch on if there is nothing inside. That's what conserver will do. Now, from a technology point of view, how will conserver see what is sitting inside?
Oh, that's because the AI, like, it already has the pictures of views of all the compatible devices.
That's where I'm saying, if you use AI, then AI also will energy. See, you are trying to save energy by spending lots of energy every day.
AI does not take that much energy because it's connected to a computer, right? So it's already computerized. Like mine is yours at the work.
So someone needs to look at the microwave, they need to have a camera to see what is inside the microwave. Give a signal there is nothing, and therefore conserver can trigger.
It's already programmed. So it's with the sensor itself. So the AI already has the images of it. So the sensor, what it does is, like, imagine you are using a microwave plate, right? And that plate has a density of something different to the other plates that make it different. So that is the thing which
How will the AI know that what is the big problem?
exactly, that's why the sensor is there. The sensor sends the signal to the AI. Like the AI sees it and then the sensor turns on according to the AI.
Energy conservation, although a global movement, begins with us in the vicinity of our own homes. Thank you, Amit, for that wonderful pitch. That was a lot to take, wasn't it, Sanjay?
Exactly. And you what, Matthew? How about we ease the tension up in here with a short questionnaire? Go ahead. So, as I said, I prepared a very small questionnaire, and I'm curious to see how many of you seated in the audience can actually answer those questions. Well, let's find out, shall we? Let's start off light with question number one. What is the purpose of a business plan? Is it option A, to raise capital and attract investors? Option B, document your financial activity for a fiscal year? Or option C, to help you file your tax returns? If you think you have the answer to this question, you may raise your hand and proceed why.
It is option B to document a financial activity for a fiscal year.
That was close, but is there anyone else who said it answer wrong?
It's A to raise capital and attract investors.
Exactly. Congratulations. Moving on to the second question.
Okay, now for the second question we have, a target market is it option A, a group of investors willing to fund a business, or option B, a group of consumers at which a product or service is aimed, or option C, an industry willing to sell and market your product?
I believe it's option B, a group of consumers at which a product/service is aimed.
Very good, that was the right answer. Now moving on to the third question.
Alright, so question number three, we have what is the difference between a startup and a small business? Is it option A, startups intend to grow larger compared to a small business? Option B, small businesses have multiple locations, whereas startups do not. Or is it option C, a small business usually has more employees than a startup?
Any ideas?
Anyone, guys?
It's C, a small business usually has more employees than a startup.
Is there anyone else with a different answer?
Startup intend to grow larger compared to a smaller business.
Exactly, that is the defining characteristic of a startup, that they intend to grow larger than a small business.
Now moving on to the fourth question. What information should not be included in your business plan? Is it option A, your financing needs, Option B, a basic overview of your business model, or option C, your assets and liabilities.
Your assets and liabilities is the answer.
Very correct. That's the right answer.
For the fifth question, what is the term bootstrapping refer to? Is it option A, tying yourself to a business partner to fund your business venture? Option B, self-funding a business or project? Or option C, starting a business with limited assets?
The answer is option B, self-funding a business or project.
Exactly, wonderful.
Now moving on to the sixth question. A venture capitalist is it option A, a co-founder of a business or a successful startup? Option B, the manager of a business investment, or option C, an investor in a business providing capital for a startup?
The answer is C, an investor in a business providing capital for a startup.
Exactly, that's the correct answer.
Alright, for the seventh and final question, we have a bit of a case study. Sean works for a large manufacturing business. He organizes the transport of raw materials and finished products in the UAE. What segment or what area does he work in? Is it option A, marketing, option B, logistics, or option C, global sourcing? Anyone guys?
I think it's B, logistics.
Logistics, exactly guys. Thank you for that.
And with that, we come to the end of this question. Let's get back on track with quiz number 4, being presented by Saeed with his product, Tripod.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, my idea is a self-watering pot. I named it Tripod. So, basically, it's a pot with a bowl attached to it containing a cotton thread. Someone can see it. Okay. So, it's over there. That's the prototype. I'm going to explain what it does shortly. Okay, so currently the pots existing in the market, they have certain issues with it. So first of all, you have to frequently water them every day, every 2 days, something like that. And then there exist certain self-watering pots in the market. However, they are expensive and they usually require expert setups. So recently there has been a rise of indoor gardening in the market, and unfortunately, there is a lack of good quality products. So I hope to solve this problem with the tripod. Now, to the concerns with existing pots is that a plant owner they need to know the right amount of water needed for their plant, and they have to water it at the right time and frequently. And if you don't do that, it can become dehydrated and die. Now, the thing is, if you overwater the plant, it can lead to mold and mildew growth, which will harm the health of your plant and actually kill it. Now, on the other side, there is the issue of underwatering. If you don't water your plant enough, it's going to be dehydrated and wilt. So, Tripod aims to solve this issue uh, by simplifying the process of watering plants. It's geared toward indoor and outdoor farming in pots, and it's an easy to use product with a very simple setup. It should take just around 5 to 10 minutes, no more than that. And it has several benefits, which I'm going to show shortly. It reduces expenses of water bills, reduces use of water, and promotes sustainability. It is currently the only affordable dedicated product to make plants more self-sufficient. It is beautifully designed, that's both stylish and functional. It is, I have a prototype and I conducted testing in it with positive result. Here. So it's a normal pot containing a plant. Below that, there are holes under the plant with connection to a bowl. So in that bowl, you're going to fill water. So that water is going to be dipped into the cotton thread is going to be dipped into the water. So the way it works is when you drop water in your clothes or something, the water tends to spread, right? So basically, this works on the same principle. The cotton thread is going to get wet. It's going to be going towards the soil of the plant, and over there, it's actually attached to the roots. So what happens is the roots are in direct contact with the cotton thread as well as the soil. So it gets nutrients as well as water from the cotton thread. Here, I conducted testing in this prototype. So one night, I left it with water level at the red dots. So the water level was that much. And then when I woke up in the morning, I noticed that it had decreased about 15%. So the cotton thread actually helps the plant and it waters it. So there are several benefits of this. It's convenient with the self-watering pot. You don't have to worry about remembering to water your plants every day. The pot is designed to provide plants with a steady supply of water. Consistency. The pot is very consistent. And since the plant will take water as and when it needs, you don't have to do it on your own. So that's a benefit. It's time saving because you don't have to spend time watering the plant. And it is space saving because this same principle can be applied to pots of varying sizes, large pots, small pots, no problem. It is cost effective and it can actually save you money in the long run because water is not being wasted when it doesn't need to be. And it is environmentally friendly because you're minimizing the usage of water. So the business model is based on research, sustainability, convenience, as I mentioned before, increase in indoor gardening, and I believe that people need products which are dedicated to this niche market. So compared to the competitors, which I noticed, the other products are generally more expensive. They are either expensive for an inconvenient use or inexpensive but convenient use. Inconvenient use. So they're not a suitable replacement. And here is a layout of a business matrix where I have detailed the different quadrants. So the first quadrant is the best because it is convenient as well as affordable. The third quadrant is expensive and inconvenient, which is not a good place to be. So that's the basic idea of my product.
Thank you very much for the pitch. The question heavily relies on in terms of the functionality of the product because different plants at different times require
Yes.
because different plants require different water levels
Yes,
in order to function. So if when purchasing this product, how is it possible to vary from plants to plant in terms of the water level required for the plant?
The thing is, you're not actually putting the water directly in the plant. So you're putting it in the bowl, right? And the cotton thread is transporting the water to the plant when the plant needs it, right? So the cotton thread is almost constantly wet, right? So what happens is, when the plant needs water, the roots of the plant are going to suck the water out of the cotton thread. So you don't have to worry about putting the right or wrong amount of water. As long as there is water in the pot, it shouldn't be a problem.
But it's are you sure that it wouldn't lead to again overwatering the plants or underwatering the plants?
No. That's because, see, the roots, they're only going to take in water when the plant needs it. But if there is extra water, the plant is not going to take that in. The issue with normal pots is if you put too much water, it will just drain through and it will be like a puddle just below the pot. But over here, that's not an issue because the water bowl, it will not allow overflow.
Thank you.
Brilliant idea.
Thank you.
Just a question. Who is your competitor?
So I noticed that there are several other products which are similar, but unfortunately they are expensive and they usually require, for example, there are certain products which you can set a timer, alright? There will be like a pump over it and after a certain timer it will put water in. So the thing is, that's expensive because it needs programming, it needs constant supply of energy and water, so that's the thing. But this is self-sufficient, so that's the main benefit.
Okay, so first of all, great idea, nicely presented. Just few thoughts again.
Yes.
See, in business, how do you keep this unique to yourself? You have shared a great idea. All the people sitting in this room, they can make it. How do you protect? How do you make money?
We can sell the product, we can sell
They
like
will make it on their. They can make it on their. What is proprietary from you in this? How do you protect your idea?
That's a
In
good
business,
question.
you need to protect your idea.
Yeah.
If everybody can do it, they don't come to you. They will see, oh, this is what you. So you give it, need a good social service.
Yeah.
They picked up your idea and they will do it themselves.
Well, they can do that. I mean, I don't mind that, but I just decided to use it.
Nobody pays you.
Well,
Business money is equally important.
That's
You need to make money.
That's true.
So it's a great thing.
Thank you.
But always remember, any business idea, think of a method of protecting it. Otherwise, whatever you throw in, it's not a charity. You just can't give it charity.
Yeah.
You need to protect your business so that you can make money.
I think business have like certain patents, like they can get patented.
That's what I wanted to hear from you.
Yeah, that's
that cotton which you have,
Yeah.
see, this is already used in hydroponics. This is already there's a special type of fabric which is coming up. What is happening actually? The way to highlight this better is when you are pouring water. Biggest enemy of the water is you are pouring from the top. So first is a lot of water is evaporating, which by the time it reaches to the root needs very little water. So there are a lot of new experiments happening. There is a new fabric which has come up. So what people are doing in farming, they are digging the ground by let's say half a meter. They are laying those fabric pipes and they run water through those. And those fabric pipes have a little leakage and it touches only roots. So the evaporation completely stops.
Yeah, that's true.
Same analogy you can apply that you can come up with some technological cotton which has this capacity of absorbing water and feeding only on a limited basis. That can be your problem. So I wanted to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on, we have Chris Chariot and Josiah pitching their idea titled Self-Care.
So every single time when we look at healthcare, this is a common thing which we hear, health is wealth. But then when we look at the general population, they put more importance to other things such as money, entertainment, friendship, social values. They pay a little attention to healthcare. So what we have thought of is another app which will try to improve the connection between a patient and a doctor.
Introduction. Selfcare is a startup introduced by Josiah and Chris. This idea mainly focuses on recording a person's health, that may be in the form of physical and mental, in the form of a passport. The information regarding a person's health, authentic information, what be released to open source and unauthorized source. Authorized hospital and insurance companies can view his or her profile if given permission.
So, as already mentioned, self-care is a small idea which we both have started. So, self-care it actually records the mental and physical health of a person. So, for example, this can be used as a passport. Whenever a person moves to a different place, he or she, the first thing they have to do is they have to go to a hospital, create an account. So, it takes a long time, but then this actually records their health as in the form of documents like their medical history, what all they have undergone, their medical surgeries and all that. and they record our app, it records that, and then it can be viewed by authorized doctors and insurance companies which they have given permission to. Then as we move on, so cell care, this is the main general idea of cell care. Then we move on to other details such as it helps a doctor to get an idea of his or her patient. So this actually helps in improving the way they both communicate. For example, let this be a person has a sickness and he doesn't know what it is. So the doctor is new to the hospital and the patient is also new. So the doctor and the patient do know a lot about themselves. So with this product, the doctor way before can view his or her file through the app and get a bit more understanding about his or her. Then it also has the information about his or her allergy. So like when giving a medical prescription, the prescription won't have any the medical prescription won't be harmful for the patient. Then all this, and we also plan on decreasing the amount of human mistakes which happen due to when in the medical.
Other motives. Our product not only acts as a medical passport, but also a place which spread awareness on the current health issues such as in the form of medicines, vaccines, study, diseases, etc. Our platform will have a feature that will notify the people with the same record if they are in the approximate radius of 5 kilometers from a hospital if someone needs of emergency blood donation. The patients will be able to ask the representative doctors or experts in the field about their queries. And this platform also has a feature that the therapist will also upload the exercises and the activities the patient must do.
So as in this slide, we also try to decrease the amount of deaths happening due to the lack of blood donation, and also we also try to have a conversation between a doctor and another person who has doubts in certain fields, such as like in health. Yeah, there are certain different fields, so a person can ask a respective expert about their queries. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the pitch. The idea is pretty good. Uh, Additionally, in terms of having medical record, a medical passport, if it is checked around, different hospitals are already doing that currently. So how does that make you different from the hospital keeping the same track record? Because if you go to a hospital right now, let's say Zuleika Hospital, for example, Zuleika Hospital has the entire medical history of a visitor, of a patient. So that being said, doesn't that overlap in terms of the idea?
Like what we do is we are having this is like a form of passport. So this a passport is something which has the information about a person. So in the same way over here, the medical history of a person is kept in this app, so it can be viewed by, for example, a person is staying here, then another like next year or something he goes to a different country. So over there, then he has to create an new account again, right? So that time then it's like from zero onwards. So what we do is we are going to or like they if given the permission by the respective person, they can view his medical history and they can get like they can understand what all did he undergo such as surgeries and other consultations with the doctors, and this also has information about their allergies, whether the vaccination reports that they have, then their habits, like whether they are smoking. So it has a prior data of that person, and we are also implementing different other. We are planning to use it as a social media also. So once we have a like it's a bit popular among the mass, we are planning to introduce influencers over here. They will they over here in this platform they will talk about health, like they will talk about skincare, healthcare, and we are also going to advertise medical institutions which are like medical institutions which have started their operation in different locations, and also other products like oils and stuff.
So this is something that is based on a global platform rather than just focusing on a certain region.
No.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Brilliant thought and a very nice way of starting at this age of your life. I could not even think of these kind of things when I was this old. It's a wonderful job. See, you need to look at these aspects from a different perspective, which we call a legal perspective. I don't know if you, at this stage, can be expected to know that or not. As a private person, you would be very hesitant to share your medical history with a company called Cellcare, which is owned by two private individuals. So there is a question, there is a tons of legal perspective needs to be thought about it. I'm not trying to, this is something which may not be expected at this stage from you, but that's a very important thing. Second thing is, what you have presented is already happening in other countries. So in US, when you enter the social security number, you get the complete medical history. Even in UAE, it's on the path. So now most of the places, the Emirates, you get your entire history. So how do you keep yourself unique from there and others?
Like our idea mostly is having acting as a universal medical passport, but then we have other motives as well. Like it can also be a platform which can introduce people to healthcare. Like they don't need to be a doctor to know about themselves, they know about their health. So we can also use it into a different perspective. Like it can help a person to build his or her social health. Like for
So, are you a data consolidator? Let me give you a simple way of thinking. What is Zomato today? What is a Zomato? Or what is Uber? Or what is Ola? They are data consolidators. They are an interface between the consumer and the supplier. Zomato doesn't run any restaurant, right? So, you need to visualize, are you a consolidator between the patient and the health providers? And if you are, but nevertheless, well thought out at this stage. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Bulls, and my dear friends. Me, Shravan Vinod, and my friends Ronald and Abhay will present to you our AR state proficient table setup. I invite Ronald to talk about the steps we took.
So basically, while researching about this business plan, as well as the pitch test, we use the model of the Mahara initiative, which will be shown now. So we use somewhat similar to this approach of defining, emphasize, ideate, prototype, and test. So in this similar way itself, we prepared our pitch test and as well as our business model. Now let us move on to defining the problem.
So first, we define the problem. Plastic and wood has helped us a lot in our lives. It has helped us to perform our daily tasks and even make us feel comfortable. But at the same time, our planet does not feel comfortable as we do. 15 billion trees are cut every single year. The cutting of the cutting of trees leads to deforestation and in turn an increase in the carbon and greenhouse gas emissions. If this is continued over a long period of time, we would be deprived of trees by 2300. Adding fuel to the fire, plastic takes it to the edge, where only 5% of the produced plastic is recycled, while the rest, 95%, is piled up in our landfills and in the depths of our waters. The furniture industry contributes to about 40% of these problems.
So, after analyzing the problem, we came up with these solutions.
So let's look at the solution. Solution 1, replacing plastic and wood. We thought about the solution, but what we don't know is that there are many replacements found instead of wood and plastic, like bamboo, silicon, or glass, but none of them are as cheap and useful as plastic. Solution 2, reduce the production of plastic. The only way to reduce the production of plastic is to replace plastic, and we haven't found that yet. Solution 3, reuse plastic. Yeah, this seems more practicable and promising. But what we don't know is only 5% of the produced plastic is being reused a year. So what about the rest 95%? Well, like my friend Abhay said, probably piled up in one of those landfills or just dumped into the ocean. Solution 4, better disposal of plastic. Technology hasn't reached that level yet, and by the time it reaches that level, a lot of damage would have been done. Solution 5, plant more trees. Every year, 15 billion trees are cut and only 5 billion trees are planted. That means each year there is a loss of 10 billion trees. And in this way, like my friend Abe said, we will be deprived of trees by the year 2300. So what we have decided is to make a significant contribution to solution 1. I invite my friend Ronald to talk about the pitch.
Now, what is our pitch? Our pitch is the ARS table, which is a sustainable and eco-friendly alternative that is eco-friendly and sustainable, but also does not compromise on the comfort and durability. Now, the thing is, the ARS table setup is created from a particular plant called the industrial hemp. So you may think that we are cutting down trees, as we said in the previous slide, but actually, as per research, industrial hemp takes only about 120 days to grow, whereas oak wood takes over 50 years. So this way, we are able to gain more trees as well as plant more trees in an equivalent amount. So it's not a loss at all. Further, industrial hemp is 20% stronger than regular wood, surprisingly lighter and cheaper and affordable as well. If we are able to bring this and implement into action, we can achieve goal number 14, 15 directly and indirectly 8, 9 and 11. Now we move on to the table set.
Okay, my friend Ronald gave us little information about the tables. Before going into more details, let's see the setup. Like in this model, 3D model, we see a main table. So the setup consists of a main table which extends 4 subtables, and each of the subtables extends a chair. So you might think what's unique about them. We see this in most of the conference rooms or dining tables. What makes the ARS table unique is that the table is not one piece of industrial hemp. It is two. It's connected to the main table by a system of rings and roller bearings. So this makes it possible to detach it and move it apart from each other, giving us a seating capacity of 8 people. Let's look at setup 2. Setup 2, the turbine. So we know that the table is connected to the main table by a setup of rails and roller bearings. These rails can be detached and moved sideways to give us the shape of a windmill turbine. This ensures privacy and helps to conduct individual tasks or examinations. This helps the education industry in a huge way. Then this also protects against the invasion of privacy. Let's move on.
We would also like to show a model of a table. pricing. So the setup weighs around 50 kg. So the hemp wood required for production would be about 100, 550 grams. A usual table and chair for use for school purposes would cost about 80 dirhams. And in an average class, there will be about 30 students. So the total cost would be 2,400 dirhams. And the cheapest available plastic table with steel legs would cost about 55 dirhams. Multiply that by 30 and we'll get 1,650. Instead, three ARS table setups could be bought for the same price with enhanced durability, guarantee, and the amount of people it can seat. And a profit of about 250 to 300 dirhams could be made. And schools could buy individual setups for additional capacity as well. Now, now this is the comparison graph of four different types of tables. First, we have the normal table, which is made of wood and plastic. Second one of cheap plastic. The third one, the cheap plastic with steel legs table, and our ARS table setup. So, looking at the quality of the normal table, it is outstanding in quality, outstanding durability, and at a price of about 2,500. Now, if we look at the cheap plastic table, poor in quality, poor in durability, as well as the price is about 1,400 to 1,450. And the cheap plastic table with steel legs, average in quality, average in durability, and an estimated price of about 1,650 to 1,700. And our ARC, which we deliver outstanding quality, outstanding durability, and a price of about 1,700 to 1,730, which is quite a reasonable price for the qualities. Quality.
So, my friend Abhay talked about one part, our aim, target aim, which is the education institutions and all. Now, the second type of aim was of corporate industries, of corporate jobs, as many people are returning back from the pandemic to work and have a productivity within their work environment. We also wanted to use efficient amount of space. Now, when going into corporate working, cubicles are always made. When we are having mass amount of employees, cubicles are made. This will just waste more space. Whereas when we use the ARS table setup, the same amount of space will not be required to keep or accommodate the same amount of people. Now, suppose if we take into consideration of 8 people for 8 cubicles, so we need 8 cubicles for 8 people. But for the ARS table setup, we can provide privacy and also we can complete it within one table. Now, our funding and implementation. So, at the initial stage, we believe that we can gain assistance from non-profit organizations such as the International Tea Foundation and the Plastic Pollution Coalition. Further, we also will be engaged in crowdfunding processes so that they can also fund. And further, we also invest in companies that are sustainable, who have potential but have not been recognized. So in this way, we have a mutual relationship where they provide us materials and we also provide them with small profit margins. Now, we also want to spread this message. By spreading this message, we can achieve many SDG goals, but also help us in sales and profits. And considering the time duration that the industrial hemp takes only about 120 days to grow, it is much faster. So we can complete massive production within a short amount of time. Now, our future business plans include investing on biofuels, bioplastics, and water and soil purification, which all can be done by the same industrial hemp wood. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the pitch. The idea is brilliant and it was well presented as well. The question here arises in terms of the marketing strategy of the company. what is the marketing strategy of the company going to be like?
So, a marketing strategy is spreading the message. In the future generations, people will know more about the problems the earth faces and they will also be more educated about this. So, spreading this message, people will try to switch to more sustainable products like this. So, that's a marketing strategy, and moreover, we are going to spread this message and also invest on small companies.
Thank you. And additionally, if you don't mind, I would just like to give it a suggestion. Since you're trying to make sure that the usage of trees are being reduced and hemp wood is something that grows in 420 days, a suggestion and a marketing strategy which will allow to attract more crowd and more consumers would be, along with purchasing the table, you'll be able to plant a certain number of trees which will be used in terms of producing the product. So that could be something that could be added on which can help to boost your marketing strategy and also get a good image in the market additionally and save the environment, most importantly. Thank you.
I would also like to add one point. We could use our medium as social media is growing fast a lot of days now. So if we could advertise our product using social media, we could target the right audience and advertise our idea much more efficiently.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great idea, personally, and well thought out. My personal knowledge of this hemp tree is zero. I don't know much about this tree. But what kind of climatic condition it needs for growth? Can it be grown anywhere on the planet, or it requires certain conditions?
So hemp is like most usual other plants. It just requires the lighting conditions, sunlight, and it should be water. Hemp it's a bit different because like it's also used to produce oil. So temperature conditions, it's a bit you have to grow it in low temperature conditions. That's the only difference.
So it cannot be grown in Gulf countries, can be?
It can be grown because like we're going to introduce new varieties of hemp food.
I mean, whatever little bit I know, it's mainly done in Canada. Canada has a lot of hemp trees. But I think Gulf countries' climatic condition may not suit. So you need to consider if you are growing wood somewhere and if you are transporting it, it has a lot more impact. The other thing is, why have you named as ARS? Is it just the first letter of each one?
Yes, these are from the initials of our first names.
Very nice, very nice. Very good, nice thinking. And try to relate these initials with your product features, somewhere, so that you have two different acronyms, and so that it relates. Because if you just tell anybody ARS means our names, it is not taken in a very right spirit. Just an idea. So you can think of something which you can relate with the table. But nice and very innovative thinking. Thank you.
Quite a fitting end to this marvelous event. And with that, we have successfully witnessed the final pitch of OOW Wolves Den 2023. Can we have a huge round of applause for all the finalists? What these young men have managed to accomplish today is by no means a simple feat. On that note, I would now like to invite our head of operations, Abhishek Pai, to address the gathering.
Greetings to one and all present here. Greetings to all on this lovely afternoon. My name is Abhishek Girishbhai, head of the school, as well as the founder of OOW Wolves Den. And I just have to say, it's an absolute honor to be speaking to you all in this fine afternoon. So I just have to say, throughout my time here, I've been thoroughly impressed not only by the quality of presentations that the students had, but also the depth of knowledge that they had behind each and every single topic. And presentations like these often remind me of how capable the students of our school are and what these capabilities can truly transform into. Now, for me personally, it's very difficult to choose which presentation was the best because I believe they were all good in their own respects. And this is something that we really need to appreciate. The effort that has gone into making presentations of such a kind is absolutely fantastic, and I do believe that we need to appreciate it by giving a big round of applause. So I believe that these events basically provide everyone with a learning opportunity, an opportunity to not just learn from one another's pitches, but also it gives us as the audience an opportunity to learn about different subject matters. And some of these pitches have really educated me on several topics that I wasn't very well aware of. So I'd like to appreciate them on that aspect as well. Our own Wolves Den was something that started off as a tiny ambition in my head. And through this ambition, I really wanted to help foster an environment of innovation and creativity at school. And I'm glad that through the several collaborations we have had with the organizing team as well as the senior leadership team, this idea has come into reality and has truly provided all students with an opportunity to truly express themselves. And this is what I'm really, really excited about. I believe that each one of us is a budding entrepreneur. And in order to really harvest those skills or harbor the skills that we have within ourselves, it's important that we carry on with events of such kind and we continue to implement such events to really not just create an environment of innovation at school, but to also equip each and every single student with the skills that are necessary to really serve themselves in the 21st century. And I believe that this event has done a brilliant job in equipping students with such skills. So, if I were to leave you all with a message today, it would be this. Always put yourself in uncomfortable positions, because when you put yourself in uncomfortable positions, you tend to realize what you're capable of. And when you realize what you're capable of, nobody can stop you from creating a positive impact in this world. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abhishek, for that. With so many amazing pitches, can I just say, my thoughts and prayers go out to the panelists who've been given the task of judging these pitches and determining the best one. I feel that the least we can do for them is give them some time to carry out their due diligence.
I agree. In the meantime, Sanjay, let's reflect on all the amazing pitches we have seen today and get the audience involved as well. I would like to request those seated in the audience to share their views on the ideas presented today and answer the following question. Let's say you have enough money to invest in 2 ideas. What would those 2 ideas be?
Before we begin, I would like to recap all the pitches that we've seen today. First, we had Hydro and then AquaJ, the Conserver, Thrive Port, Cell Care, and of course the AR Stable Setup. You may now share your opinions.
My name is Raj. I'm from 9H. I think if I had money, I would invest my money on Hydro Aura and Self-Care because I think both of these ideas were very great. How they discussed the points and the presentations were very good, and it's just in my mind. I cannot get it out. Those are very good ideas.
Can I ask you an additional question?
Yeah.
What was that distinguishing feature in those pitches that stood out to you the most?
Even I've thought some things like this, but I've never come out and really express the ideas. And the groups and the individuals who made this they went full on the creating this.
So the second edition of Wolves Den, you'd be more willing to participate?
Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic, guys. Anyone else?
I think that if I had some budget or investment, I would invest in hydrowater and self-care. I think it's because that hydrowater, it actually makes it a benefit for the rivers and for us because it also helps in removing any plastic within the rivers or any pollution. And self-care is also helpful because it sort of makes it more consumer friendly. So we as a consumer, as a patient, we have to understand what are our issues and what we can do to improve.
I feel like there are some favorites here, Hydro or Self-Care to be specific. Anyone else with any other ideas that they would rather invest in?
My name is Tanvi.
Can you please speak up?
My name is Fanya. I'm from 9H. If I had money, I would have invested in Inaugural and ARS table because in the long run it would help our whole world because of the sustainability. So I think it would be a good idea.
Seems we have a new entry here in form of ARS table setup. Now tell me, would you guys like to see these ARS table setups implemented in our school? Can you tell me why? Can anyone go into elaborate detail? How do you think this would improve our school over the current tables and chairs that we have? Anyone? Come on guys, it's fine. This is your school. If anyone, you should be taking these decisions.
So the ARS table, so in the presentation as they explained, they are much more conservative, they're much more better than the plastic tables that we use normally in our house, in our schools. So if the one way we could implement in this is like that the same product or the same design is like it makes our environment more friendly, first thing, and the budget and the quality of that particular product is going to be better. So it's going to be a better learning experience overall, and it's going to make yeah, the environment better.
Alright, anyone else with an opinion on the matter?
One more thing I would like to say about the ARS table is that not only is the quality and the price itself very very good, it's also since it comes in it's a component, it comes together. So the chairs and tables are fixed together. It can help us in collaborating and better ideas. So in our school we have collaboration as one of our main goals here. So I think this table can help us with collaboration in new projects, sort of like our Wolves Den Event.
Right, thank you guys for all of your participation. On that note, I would now like to invite Mr. Solan Gupta to shed light on his experience at our own Wolves Den.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. First, you have to tell me how much time I have, because if I go on, I can go on. Okay. Okay. So, friends and children, I was really impressed that whatever I saw in last 1 hour. I know some of my remarks were very harsh, but that was only to check the depth what you have gone through. For me, at this age where you are, I couldn't even spell business word, how to spell business. And the way you are talking, SWOT analysis, cash flow, raising capital, amazing. So let's give a round of applause to ourselves. The second thing, I just want to tell all the 6 presenters here that it's not about winning, losing, or anything. First, you need to be proud of that you have planted a seed in your own brain of something called business or entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship, in nutshell, I can tell you, if you plant the seed and if you have enough water to nurture it, it's just a matter of time, it will give you dividend. I myself is a practical example of it. I started my business just 12 years back and it's giving dividend. So it's just a matter of time. So it's not about winning competition, it's really thinking like a business point of view. The second thing, I was given a background that all 6 of you have come up from a big selection process. So even if some of you don't make it to the number 1, doesn't matter. You already have done a wonderful job, so feel proud in it. Okay. Another thing is, in business, the way I have judged it, I was seeing some of the people favoring certain project, but what I noticed as a judge here is the idea which has the highest probability of converting into a real business. That was my criteria of judging. So the idea which I thought has the highest probability of converting into a real business, I have given more marks. Just to clarify so that some of you may feel the popular pitch was for this and why this person is winning. So that's another thing. Coming to the last, which is as an entrepreneur, some of us feel that business or entrepreneurship is all about making money and more money and more money. Don't think that. I mean, your core objective of starting business should be to begin with what is the value I add to the society or what is the value I add to a problem. That's where it should start off. Convert that value into a business and then monitor your business not from profit and loss and balance sheets. How many people we can employ? I mean, that's how I run my business. How many? So, as an entrepreneur, we try to give a setup for the people to work. And that gives me a kick. If I can employ 50 people, then next year, if I can employ 65 people, I just feel better. So that is my goal of entrepreneurship, not 10 billion and 20 billion and 40 billion, because all that remains here. So that's more of philosophy. Thank you very much, and thanks, ma'am, giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Mr. Sunny Latif to share his thoughts on the event as a whole.
Firstly, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me back. Being a student back in 2020 to coming and judging in one of the events of the school, it's honestly a huge privilege for me. Thank you so much, the SLE and the organizers. The moment I was approached to come and judge this event, I immediately said yes, because there's no better feeling than coming back to our own. Talking about the competition, it was tough. The ideas that were put forward by all the participants were great. Me myself being an international business management student, it was really exciting and rather peaceful to see these kind of ideas being brought forward and seeing that at such a young age, everyone is looking forward to developing and coming up with good business ideas to change the world. That's what we should be looking at, to try and change the world and with our ideas, with our business ideas, and positively bringing an impact on the environment, not only now, even in the future, so that all our future generations can sustain it. Very well done to all the participants, and that's about it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, panelists, for your words of encouragement. I would now like to invite our principal, Dr. Anjali Murthy, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, students and our judges. And I'm feeling very bad that I didn't see all the 6 pitches, so I'm going to request Ms. Kavita to let me see the other 4 at some point of time. But Abhishek, where are you? Abhishek, I think I'm really happy that what has been your dream, it has happened. And that was your persistence that somehow or the other, even in the middle of his exams, he was just pushing that it needs to happen. He kept meeting us from the time he was appointed the head boy of the school for a couple of things. And one was student court, second was this, and I think both of them have happened. Maybe there are things which have not happened, and we'll talk about that, and we make sure that the batch of grade 11s who are here do take it forward. But like Mr. Pavan just said, at this age, I think the majority of you are from grade 9, am I right? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of the pictures are from grade 9. Boys, it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. All of us seated over here, I don't think the seniors, not you all, but all of us as the SMT and Mr. Pavan Gupta and your teachers, I don't think we would have had an idea on how to pitch a project and come here and have the confidence to present it to us with the pros, with the cons, with the comparisons, with the costing. So I think it's been a huge learning for you. And it's not about whether you come first or you come second. This is just about your own learning. And for me as the principal, I know why Abhishek was pushing for it, because now I know I have to make it bigger next year. With the help of grade 11s, boys, we're going to make it really bigger. We're making it an inter-house event next year, right? And I think these 6 boys should do it at assembly for different grades, and so the children get excited. We have more participants, and I just want this opportunity to be given to our children because it's a huge learning. I was speaking to Mr. Pawan and I was just saying that while academics is very important, very, very important, but these skills where you sit together with your friends, you brainstorm, you think about an idea and you ideate, you come and share it with us, this is something which is going to carry you through in your life. It's the skills that you will need when you go into college, when you go into the workplace. I'm so proud of each and every one of you, and to teachers like Ms. Kavita, and I don't know who are the other teachers, Ms. Samira maybe, who have been working with the boys to make sure that this event happened. Thank you so much. Congratulations, boys. Each one of you is a winner. Okay? Big clap for all of you. And to the organizing committee for making Abhishek's dream come true. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite our head of middle school, Mr. Herman Gomes, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, one and all. I really don't know what to say because whatever had to be said has already been said. Yes, boys, just a message for all of you. You're all young. Opportunities like this are thrown out to you. Grab it with both hands. Because, as Ma'am rightly said, there are skills in life which are more important. Your academics, yes, will take you and move you to the next grade, but skills, these are the skills which you need to know, you need to learn. So whenever opportunities are given to you, grab it with both hands, because that will take you a long way. That's it from my end. Thank you once again, boys, and thank you for all those who put up this event. Great way of organizing things. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is finally time for the much anticipated award ceremony. While it is no secret that every single finalist here has worked so incredibly hard to do their best today, the fact of the matter still remains that the winners must be chosen. The best of the best, if you will. Keeping in line with the same, I would like to call upon the panelists, the principal, Dr. Anjali Murthy, head of middle school, Mr. Herman, grade 9 supervisor, Ms. Farah, grade 11 supervisor, Ms. Shipra, and learning and teaching supervisor, Ms. Bindu Mate.
Thank you to everyone gathered here. I would now like to request Mr. Pawan Gupta to reveal the results for the individual category.
So to begin with, the individual prize winners, the third position is to Hydro Warqa'a. And the second position goes to the conserver. position is tripod.
Congratulations, winners. I would now like to request Mr. Sunny Latif to reveal the results of group category.
In the group category, the third position goes to Selker. The second position goes to Aqua Jane. And the first position is won by ARS Table Setup.
Water science. First of all, thank you to all those present in the audience today. I, Rahul Rajkumar, am honored to be delivering the vote of thanks as the head of operations for OOW Wolves Den. Let me take you back to August when I first pitched this idea. I remember quoting a line from the song Gully Boy, Kalakar mein kal ko aakar. Well, this was to show that all of us here are artists in many ways. As students, we have the ability to create magic with our ideas, and that's what we at OOW Wolves Den have aimed to do. I'm proud to say that as a PCNB student who has nothing to do with business ideas or business, I took on the challenge of organizing an entrepreneurship event. Because it's not about what goals you do, it's about the passion and belief in your idea that matters. In this competitive world, it is crucial for you to market yourself, your ideas to this world. And that's what we at OOW Wolves Den have done today. Firstly, I would like to thank our principal, vice principal, and supervisor for giving us this wonderful opportunity. Let me also thank the judges who have come here to sparing their invaluable time with us. Thank you, Mr. Pawan and Mr. Sunny. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the members of our team. Our teacher coordinator, Mrs. Kavita, who deserves a special mention. Thank you very much, ma'am, for helping us with our work. Your contributions are equally valuable, and we could not have done this without you. Let me also express my heartfelt gratitude to Samira ma'am, Girija ma'am, Deepa ma'am, and Jessie ma'am for all the support rendered to us during this journey. Thank you all. Last but not the least, I would like to thank Abhishek Pai, Nitin Narona, and Moments of Fun for guiding us throughout this journey, even with their busy schedules. Thank you, Kings. I'd like to end by saying, keep hustling and keep creating magic with your ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. A huge thank you to everyone gathered here and to the numerous individuals that worked tirelessly to ensure that this day would turn out to be a success. This event will return shortly, but for now, on behalf of the entire Wolves Den organizing team, thank you.